Hey there, in today's podcast episode, we're going to talk about my 5 most favorite tools that I've used this last year to help me with my business and just to get through everyday mom life. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Dianne Jimenez. I'm a professional organizer and coach for moms, where I help you get your time back through implementing systems and structures at home where everyone is helping so that you can build what's next. Parenthood is challenging enough as it is, and getting organized sounds easier said than done. Now, combine these two together, and it's truly a balancing act that many of us struggle with day in, day out. If you're here, it's because you want to know how to get your life and home more organized and structured where the kids are involved too, so that parent life is a little easier and you can focus on what truly matters. Hey there, I'm Dianne Jimenez, owner and founder of One Tidy Place. I created this podcast because I know parents have their hands full. I know this because I have 3 kids of my own. Each week, we'll talk about all things organizing, teaching kids life skills, and contributing to the home, being on the same page with your partner, and raising your kids together while you tidy up, go out for a walk, or just need some real talk. I'm here for you. Thank you for tuning in. Are you ready? Let's do this. So in today's episode, I am listing my 5 most favorite tools that I've been using for at least a year. So I wanted to share them with you because the holidays are right around the corner and perhaps these could be great gift ideas. So let's not waste any more time and let's get started with my first one. And that is these wire straps, like Velcro straps. So the reason why I like these particular ones is because you can label them and you can strap it onto the wire. So I use this in 2 ways. One of them is when I have a lot of plugs or wires that are plugged into the wall or plugged into like a power bar or something. When you're there and you want to unplug something, it's very difficult, especially if everything looks the same. It's very difficult to figure out which wire you need to unplug, right? So that's why I find this helps a lot because it's Velcro, you can remove it, and you can write down exactly what this is for. In this case, it's from my laptop. So you can imagine in my office, underneath, there's a lot of wires there. So this helps a ton, especially when I'm moving my laptop around and I need to unplug it. Another area where I use this also is when we were traveling last year and we went to the Philippines, we went to Asia for about a month, and we had bought these fans that go around the neck because it was extremely hot compared to here. So to organize my wires, my kids had their neck fans. I had my portable fan. We had our chargers and everything like that. So I had purchased a few of these and wrapped the wires around them and then Velcroed the wires together with this. And I labeled it for whose fan it was or what type of equipment it was for. So this has been a game changer and a stress reliever in many occasions. Number 2, now that we're speaking of wires, I love this box that I have here. I got this from Temu. By the way, I think I got this from Amazon or Temu, I'm not sure, but you can get them anywhere online. So this box is from Temu or Amazon, and as you can see, there's wires coming out of it. It's actually the one that goes under my desk and it plugs into my laptop. And you can put a bunch of stuff in here just to keep the wires nice and neat and organized. So again, like I just told you, under my desk, there's a lot of wires in there and a lot of things are just hanging. So I consolidated all those wires, I coiled them up, and a lot of them meet at the bottom to be plugged in somewhere. So I typically would drop them inside this box. And then all I have to see are just the 2 wires, one going to the device and the other one plugging into the wall. It's been saving me from looking at wires all over the place, and I find that really an eyesore. So this wire, I don't know what it's called, and they come in different colors. I got like the cheapest one, white, but I do have one downstairs. It's a little more expensive and it's a little prettier. And I put that under my son's desk downstairs for his laptop and his computer and all that wires down there. And his has actually a wooden top. It's very pretty. So yeah. All right. Let's move on to item number 3 of my favorite organizing tools that helps me go throughout my day stress-free and with more peace of mind because everything is organized. And that is something you probably can buy online. But this one, because my husband already has the equipment for it and he's a genius, gonna cringe when I say this, but he's pretty resourceful and he's very creative. So, speaking of wires, I asked for something to alleviate the messy look in our bathroom. So, a couple of years ago, my kids got their braces and we got these electric toothbrushes because they came with the kit from the orthodontist. That was really cool. So, because two of them got their braces, we got two electric toothbrushes. And so these electric toothbrushes, right? They come with the charger, the base, and the base has wires. And because we're a family of five and we're all using this and we only have two, well, guess what? It gets used up pretty quickly, right? So the base is right here. You let this sit here and then you plug it to the wall. Now, having two of these on the bathroom counter was great, but then taking it out and bring it back up 2 days later, removing it because it's an eyesore, and then having to plug things back up 2 days later after that was a pain in the butt. So these technically had to kind of stay on the bathroom counter, and having these wires and everything else on the counter was an eyesore for me. So I asked my husband if he can create something that will cover all these wires, kind of like in the same vein as this, where the wires are covered. I don't have to look at it every single day and it's sitting there and it does its job. So my husband made this version one. I say version one because the color isn't what I wanted. And he, anyhow, he's going to print me a new color eventually, but it's not in urgency right now. So what he did was he 3D printed this box, okay, that I put against the wall in the bathroom. And we just put the base in here and it lines up perfectly. If I didn't mention it before, he's a mechanical engineer and he designs metal precision component parts for aerospace and airplanes. Yeah, that's what he does. And he basically eyeballed this, and you can just drop this in here without even looking, and everything lines up. That's what he does. This is his specialty. So I asked him to make me this, and it's got all these. I don't know how he figured this out, but like I said, he's pretty smart. He knows what to do, what he's doing, and he does this all day, every day. So I said, why not? All right. So again, like if I take this in here, pretend it's sitting on the counter, I just shove all the wires in here, and I just use what I need to plug it into the wall, and that's it. And now when we go into the bathroom, this is all you see. No wires or very minimal wires, whereas otherwise it would have been looking like a mess, right? So this total game changer for my eyes in the morning, in the nighttime when we're brushing, and it's easy to clean. So I can just take this lid, so it's two pieces, and just rinse it off because all that that toothpaste gunk gets into it. So that's why white is preferable here, because then you don't see all the yucky toothpaste scum on it. All right. So if you can get your hands on a box like this from someone who has access to a 3D printer and they can design a box like this to cover stuff for your wires, get on that. But I'm sure they sell something like this online, and I'm sure it's probably expensive because it's specific and it just decreases stress big time. So let's move on to my fourth item that I absolutely love and that has been a game changer. I keep saying game changer, but it truly has been, right? It's just made life a lot more simpler. It's made things a lot easier and just made things a lot more cleaner and days run smooth. So what am I talking about? My coffee containers. Now, it's not just a container for coffee, it's a container for our protein powders and our tea bags. So we put that in our coffee station in a corner cabinet, and it's made the space look so much neater and so much more crisp. Okay. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to post a picture of what it looked like here and what it looks like now. So head to diannejimenez.com/83 and then click on the YouTube link so you can see what this looks like. All right. So I'm going to pull it out here. This is it. It's, again, we got this from Amazon. This brand is called Mr. Siga, Siga. I'll link everything in the show notes so you can take a look at it. Now, I don't have an affiliate link for any of these. If you buy it, great. If you don't, but if you find something else online that's similar to it, awesome. All right. Because this is something that is helping me in my life, in our life, and it's making things a lot smoother throughout our day. So it helps me. I'm hoping that sharing this with you so that it helps you too. So again, this is food containers that we got on Amazon. And I love it because it keeps the freshness. We've had this for a year. And yeah, it's like a squeeze in like that. You squeeze it and it pulls out and then you put it back. So this thing holds a liter worth of product. And it's perfect because our coffee bags fit right in here. So like I said, this is what it is for our coffee. This is what it is for our protein powders. And this is what it looks like for the tea bags. And obviously, as a professional organizer, I had to label them, even though it's obvious what they are. But, I have a label maker. I need to use it. And this was a perfect opportunity. All right, so let's move on to the last item that we use to help us stay more organized. Now, this is something that my husband and I had done a few years ago. I want to say 2023 or 2022, but years ago, our TV was downstairs in the basement, and that's where we had our family area. Now the TV is up here because downstairs is a disaster. Anyhow, we had a shelf there with books and pictures and everything, and all our DVDs that took up about 2 or 3 full shelf spaces in that unit. Now, I needed to kind of like fix that eyesore of a shelf because the kids were also building a lot of Lego, like they still do, and they would display them everywhere. And the shelf was a perfect area where they would display things. So it kind of got very cluttered and full, and I needed to just bring it down to like a minimal. So what I decided to do is to save us space and stress from looking at this mess was to downsize the DVDs into one drawer. Now, our TV sits on this unit that it's an IKEA unit, it's a Besta product with 3 drawers. And I needed it to fit into one of those drawers because at the time, that unit was just holding nothing. It was just being underused and it had a lot of potential for storage, and we weren't using it anyhow. So we got to change our ways and let's downsize, declutter, and make things a little bit more tight, right? So we went to Amazon again, and my husband found these DVD sleeves. They fit 2 CDs in each sleeve. And we had a lot of DVDs, and I'm not sure how many comes in a pack, but we went to town and started disassembling everything. And I believe we ended up cutting, I'm not even sure. Nope, we didn't cut the cover of the DVD. We just folded it and slid it in. It fit. And then the 2 CDs are in the back. And now everything fits in one drawer. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube, I will show you what the before and after picture looks like. So this is the before picture, and here is the after picture. Can you see the difference? Yeah, it's amazing. Now, it's easy to find the DVDs because I organize them by category, but when we do watch movies on DVD, they're a lot easier to pull out because they're right there, and they're easy to put back because it's very smooth. So those are the 5 favorite tools that has kept my sanity in this last year. They're my favorite ones that I wanted to share with you. And also they're more like recent, right? Well, maybe not these CDs because like I said, it was 2, 3 years ago that we use this, but it's just been like, again, say it again, a game changer for every day, not just for me, but for the kids too. So I have a bonus for you, a bonus storage thing that I find is amazing. Again, a game changer. And I want to say that we've used it in the last year. Well, I don't want to say it. I'm saying it. We've used it in this last year and it's helped us tremendously. The only thing is it's age old. It's like age old. It's from the 80s. That's what my mom says, but we've acquired it in this last year. It's something that we use not every day, but when we use it, it's there. And when we need it, it's perfect. But it's a rice dispenser. Now, it's not just any rice dispenser. It's the one that holds like the large, if you've ever bought like jasmine rice or any kind of like Asian rice, the large bags. I'm not sure how many kilograms those are, but it's the really big ones. Anyhow, my husband had purchased one the other week, and that unit is very sleek and tall. I'm going to show you a picture right after this because I can't bring it here in front of the camera because it's sitting over there next to our unit and it's pretty heavy. But the beautiful thing about it is that it's sleek, it's thin, it's white. I'm not sure what color that they had in the past, like in the 80s, but I'm pretty sure that was the only color that they had. The great thing about it is that because it stores like that massive bag of rice, you don't need anything else. So if you have to make rice, instead of getting a cup and, the cup that comes with a rice cooker, if you do cook rice, especially Asian rice, it comes with a cup. I don't know if it's a cup or it's 3/4 cups, but this one, there's a dispenser. So if you need 2, 3, 4 cups of rice, you just press the button 3, 4, 5 times or whatever. And then out in the drawer comes the adequate amount of rice that you need. And then you just put in your rice maker, rinse it up, press the button, voila. It's that simple. It stores and it also counts for you. Or not counts, but you don't have to do the scooping. It scoops everything out for you and gives you what you need. So that to me is a huge win. So once again, I will list these items in the show notes if you want to check it out. As for the rice dispenser, I'm not sure. I asked my mom where she got it. I thought it was more recent, but she said she got it in the 80s. Anyhow, I'm pretty sure you can find those things online. So that's it for me today. I hope you check these items out and see what works for you. But first and foremost is you want to think about what is an eyesore for you? What is an annoyance for you in regards to like the clutter and things that are accumulating or in around your house? If you're not really sure, just pause and just look around to see what is something that you can tighten up? What is something that can be just contained so that it's not such an eyesore that people can use also? Like my food containers here, the kids use this also when I ask them to make coffee or when they volunteer to make coffee for me. I said, sure, no problem. So yeah, do a good quick look around to see where things can be tightened up. And the ones that I've mentioned earlier with the wires and stuff, that's usually the thing that's in automatic. Papers too is an automatic. Now I don't have any paper like a file folder here or anything, but if you don't have some sort of filing system for your papers, please look into that, into getting something to store all your papers. All right. So that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.